Hazardous materials are everywhere. The way to determine whether you've got hazardous materials is if they have these words on them or any similar. Warning, danger, poison, flammable. You have hazardous materials at home? They're everywhere. Store your materials in your garage safely. Store them in approved containers. If it's flammable, if it's caustic, if they're apt to mix together and create a hazardous gas, store them separately and don't store them high, store them low. That diamond, are any of you familiar with that? Have any of you seen them around? If there are hazardous materials in a building over a certain limit, then it has to be placarded like that. And what that means is the number on the in the blue is how serious the threat is to health. The red is how flammable it is. The yellow is how reactive it is. And then special things of interest are down in the bottom one. In transit, they're identified differently, and they would be on the sides of trucks. So what does that mean to me? Anytime any one of those things has a number in it higher than a 1, we're not dealing with it. Because I'm not a hazmat tech. I don't work on a hazmat rig. I respond to hazmat, and it's almost exactly to the same way you should. It's my goal to recognize it's a hazardous materials event, and then I deny entry and I call for help. And that's exactly what you should do. Sometimes it's not poison, sometimes it's the exclusion of oxygen. So the body's, you go in, you don't smell anything, you go down, your buddy sees you down, goes to get you, they're down, pretty soon everybody's down. The best thing you can do is get away. Let's say you were driving down the street and something happened and you saw a warehouse or a business and it had a placard on it that looked like that one, and there were people down, laying, suffering in the street or in the parking lot on the other side of the fence. What are you going to do? See which way the wind's blowing, and you're going to turn your face into the wind and get away from there. And I like to use the rule of thumb. My rule of thumb is a hazardous materials. You want to be so far away when you hold your thumb up you can't see it anymore. Who's the most important person here? Yeah, you. You are. If you do something that causes you pain or injury, then you're part of the problem and not part of the solution. And there are times when you can't do anything.